Welcome back. Now, the Northwest Department of Agriculture and Rural Development cautions against vaccinating animals for foot and mouth disease. The use of vaccines without authorization can result in vaccinated animals testing positive, and this will result in further measures being imposed on farms. To discuss this further, we're joined by Dr Langa Madyibi, who joined us from Mahikeng. Thank you very much, Doc, for your time here on All Angles. Tell me something. I assume that the reason why the statements was released to the public is because maybe the Agriculture Department noticed more animals testing positive for foot and mouth disease.
Thank you very much for the question. Yes, we have a situation of an outbreak of foot and mouth in the Northwest. Right now, we're experiencing a situation where when we conduct forward tracing, we're discovering more and more farms affected, in fact, implicated. So far, the only affected farms were farms around a 3-kilometer radius, but linked to that farm are more and more farms which we are currently investigating.
So how many farms are we talking about here? How widespread is it in the Northwest?
At the moment, the farms that are officially confirmed, we can confine it to farms within a kilometer radius of 3 kilometers. There's actually two farms that have been confirmed to be affected. But other than being affected, more importantly, also are farms that are at risk, farms that are associated with the affected farms, that have been linked with associated farms, either by movement into those farms of cattle into those farms or movement of people into those farms. Those farms are potentially regarded as farms at risk as well, and they are being investigated. Right now, the outbreak is confined to the area of Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Our investigation is leading us to farms that are at the border of Gauteng, and we have fears that some interactions with animals from the Dr. Kenneth Kaunda may have led into Gauteng itself, and some of them into the Free State. But all of those farms are under investigation.
Explain to us the science of saying that vaccinating animals against foot and mouth disease might actually give them positive results. How does that work?
Yeah. South Africa in itself is a country that is free from foot and mouth disease without vaccination. So, in fact, there are areas that are allowed to vaccinate for foot and mouth are regulated and are given authority for such by the National Director of Animal Health. Now, the rest of the areas are considered free from foot and mouth without vaccination. Now, the act of vaccinating itself produces antibodies that are linked to the virus, to the disease. Therefore, we conduct tests, we look for those antibodies, and that's what we interpret as either positive or negative. Now, if animals without authorizations are vaccinated and are later tested, those antibodies are going to show, and the interpretation is going to be that we have a positive outbreak in a farm that would otherwise not be considered positive and would then meet the same fate as a farm that has a positive diagnosis made on.
All right, Dr. Langa Madyibi, thank you very much for your time here on All Angles. Let's